This is Jermaine reporting for the Pound for Pound Boxing Show. I'm here joined by Martin Foru and Daley Perales. How you guys doing, man?
Good, man. All good, bro.
Guys, obviously you're in Austria ahead of your fight Friday night. I want to ask you guys, how's training camp gone for this fight?
Well, on my part, as I'm the coach, it's gone very well. I never have to worry about this guy next to me because he's always in shape. So that's one thing I never have to stress about as a coach when it comes to him making weight, with him keeping fit. And we've always told the promoters like Southern that when there's an opportunity, when there's a fight there, he's ready anytime. You don't have to worry about that. And literally, they told us we're on this card probably a week and a half ago. So that just explains that he takes his training very serious. So he's always in the gym, never cuts corners. So I'm blessed as a coach in that department.
Brilliant, brilliant. Martin, how are you feeling? Obviously, how's training gone, and how excited are you for this fight on Friday night?
I'm excited. Camp's been great. I mean, for us, camp's not really camp as in what it's like for others, because we always train. We always in the gym. We always working. We always perfecting the craft, like whatever we do. And yeah, so in that sense, like camp, we're always in camp basically.
Yeah, we don't really like that word. You know what I mean? I always say to these fighters that are at this stage of their careers, you ain't got the luxury to be going away for 2-3 months not doing anything, like it's Floyd Mayweather or something. You know what I mean? So you got to stay ready all year round.
Yeah, and I'm obviously even more so with the pandemic. Obviously, if you're not on a massive promotion, you could be called at any minute to fight. So you got to always be ready.
Exactly.
Yeah, so in that way, like camp, yeah, okay, week and a half that we know who we're gonna fight, or maybe even a week. Yeah. So, in that sense, we just look at the opponent. You know, we focus a bit more on, specifically on the way to possibly be fighting, and perfect it in that way. Like
small detail.
Small detail.
Brilliant. Martin, I want to talk a bit about you. Obviously, you're a model as well. You're Love Island season 1 runner-up as well in Belgium, a fitness presenter. I want to ask you, how did you first get into boxing, and who was your boxing inspiration growing up?
First got into boxing by my cousin. I bumped into I grew up with 2 of my brothers. We was very competitive, only 1 year apart from all 3 of us. So we was always fighting. We always wanted to do fighting as a sport as well, but my mom never allowed us. So I bumped into my cousin. He was like, I asked him, "Oh, where'd you come from?" He came from the boxing gym. Then he was like, "Oh, come with me if you want to." And I was like, "Yeah, man, let me come." Next day I came to the gym. So that's how I got into boxing.
Brilliant. And there was a fight.
My inspiration, my biggest inspiration was like Muhammad Ali and Roy Jones Jr. Also Floyd Mayweather, like just because they're great, man. I watch all the greats, to be honest, but I relate with them the most, like their mentality behind the sport, the way they look at fighting itself, the love for it, the way they behave outside of the ring. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, brilliant. I want to ask you, Daley, you train a few fighters. You got lots of, who I mentioned, you got, well, here, bear with me 1 second. Who you got here? I don't name that. Rest the name. You got George Mitchell. Obviously, he's 1-0. Sorry, my bad. He's with MTK Global, right? And you got lots of Dominic Woodin, Adam Hamed as well, Ronnie Nichols, and Kenny as well. Any news on when these guys might be fighting again soon?
Yeah, and I've got Jamal Ake as well. He's another one. Kenny's my younger brother. So he's a known famous YouTuber. So he's just a little project away from the pros to potentially fight another big YouTuber, but he's taking it very serious. because I want him to learn it in the right way and not make a fool of himself. But yeah, with the what was the question again? Sorry.
When they might all be back out again.
We're just waiting, man, because as you say, this pandemic thing has been crazy. Martin's had the luxury of actually fighting in the pandemic. So, you know, it's good for him. But the others they've been waiting. They're getting frustrated right now because, you know, they're ready to fight, you know. So just got to try and keep them on ice. Still train. Still keep them at a level where, you know, where they stay motivated for any opportunity to come. So we're just waiting now. We're just waiting. But it should be any time. Hopefully next month it all starts again for them. Brilliant.
Martin, I want to ask you. You boxed at light heavyweight and super middleweight, but I want to ask you, what weight class are you most comfortable at?
Either. Yeah, I don't really care about the weight cap. I feel the same, to be honest. Yeah. It's literally, I feel the same. I mean, right now I'm naturally light, so fighting super middle. I'm even asking coach, like, shall we go down middle? But it's again a big jump. But firstly, I think I would be able to do it, but will it be comfortable? I don't know. I mean, I'm comfortable right now, so super middleweight.
He's always on weight. That's the problem. So he never has to struggle. Super middleweight, he does fine. You know, it's just like from super middleweight to middleweight. You know, there's a big difference between that compared to, I say, light heavyweight.
Yeah.
You know, it's a bit more. You know, the gap. So we'll see, man. I like him at super middleweight though. Yeah, and he's still big for the weight at super middleweight. So
brilliant. I want to ask you, providing you obviously get through Friday night with a win, if you could pick a super middleweight out there, British level, who would you like to fight in terms of styles going forward? Is there a name that stands out for you?
What styles?
Yeah, basically, if you could pick a fighter out there, British super middleweight. Based on their style, who would you like to maybe fight in the future?
I don't really look at styles though. I don't look at someone's style and think, oh, I want to fight him. I'll fight whoever's been put in front of me. So I don't really care what they fight like.
Hrgovic Jr.
Yeah, but that's just because of his name. It's not because of his style.
Yeah, not because of his style. Yeah, but
when I mean by style is the style you think, oh, his style it suits me. I can beat this guy.
They all suit me. We're laughing, but they all suit me. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, Chris Eubank Jr., Billy Joe Saunders, you know, all these kind of anyone, man, anyone. I mean, you know, recently he was sparring someone that's ranked number 6 in the world by the IBF. You know, and yeah, he's done real damage on him. So if we wanted to, I would have no concerns putting him in there with any of those guys. But obviously, it's professional boxing. We have to move in the right way. You know what I mean? Work our way up correctly and be smart because it's a business as well. But any of those guys.
Yeah, that's like
no problem.
Yeah.
So you have no qualms, obviously, going up and fighting these guys. Obviously, Billy Joe Saunders, a former world champion, Chris Eubank Jr., a household name over here. You don't think, obviously, that's a big step up for you. You think you're ready. If that fight came to fruition in a couple of months' time, you guys would take that?
I'd definitely take it, but there's
no. He would take it. Yeah, but I'm saying it's a business as well. We would take it, but the thing is, it's like the guy we sparred. He's 16-0, ranked number 6 in the world by the IBF. After that spar, even before that spar, because I knew who he was, I was like, I'd fight him tomorrow. You know what I mean? But no one's gonna. Those kind of guys ain't gonna look down the list.
Yeah.
And and accept a fighter that's having his fourth fight. You know what I mean? Because they might think in their mind, oh, why do I need that? That's an easy fight. That's number one. Number two, where's the money in that? Because he ain't up there yet, so there's no money for them. And number three, it could be a risk. Well, it will be a risk if they was to fight him, because he'll end up probably beating them up and knocking them out.
Obviously, I'm going to throw a few names out there. Obviously, at super middleweight, well, obviously, kind of in around theme in terms of wins and on a record. And I'm going to throw out there Umar Sadiq, Willie Hutchison, Zach Chelly, and John Doherty. If you wanted to maybe fight one of those guys and help yourself climb the rankings to maybe move on to bigger fights like the Eubank Juniors and Billy Joe Saunders, which one of those names would you like to fight?
All right, on my point, say the name one by one.
So Umar Sadiq, Willie Hutchison, Zach Chelly, and John Doherty.
Zach Chelly, I mean, that ain't gonna set the world alight, to that kind of fight. It'd be an entertaining fight, but what I mean is Zach Chelly doesn't really do it for me, as in a name that you can get excited about to fight. Umar Sadiq's been in there with a good caliber kind of fighters, so he could be one. But didn't he lose to Zach Chelly?
No, I think he did actually. Yeah, he did. I think he did.
He lost to Zach Chelly.
Yeah.
Who was the other one you just said?
So it's Umar Sadiq. There's John Doherty, and there's Willie Hutchison.
Yeah, Willie Hutchison. That'd be a good fight.
Yeah, obviously with Frank behind him, obviously Queensbury, that could be potentially a big fight, another fight on TV broadcasted on BT Sports.
Yeah, he beat him. But yeah, good fight for the name, for the record. Yeah. To have on your record.
Brilliant. Daley, I want to ask you, obviously, growing up as obviously getting into boxing and being a coach yourself, who was the coaches that stand out for you that you admired growing up?
Emmanuel Stewart, even though he wasn't alive, Custom Martin. I like all the old school coaches, not necessarily for their coaching, like pad works and all that. And anyway, on YouTube, you don't see Custom Martin doing pad work. You don't really see a lot of pad work of Emmanuel Stewart. The reason why I like them is more for the way they get across their information to their fighters, the way they are with their fighters, the way they get into their heads mentally, the philosophy they bring across to them, the mindset. That's why I like them. They're very, very, I'm an old school. I've got an old school mind, but I move with the times, if that makes sense. So I like all those old, just because of their mentality, their mindset, the way they are with their fighters, the way they can get across the information, where their fighters can go out there and apply it and do exactly what they're telling them to do. It's very hard to find coaches like that these days.
Yeah, brilliant. Martin, obviously, like I said, mentioned earlier, you was in season 1 of Love Island. Do you think that has helped you build your boxing profile, obviously being on a bigger reality show like that, and obviously being a model?
Well, I believe, like, if it hasn't got something to do with boxing, it won't build your profile as a boxer. Because I'm a model, they won't look at me when they see me on billboards. They won't look at me thinking, "Oh, look at his establishments in boxing," because I haven't really established nothing in boxing. You know what I'm trying to say? Or what I'm trying to tell. So same with Love Island. I mean, it was fun at the time, and it got presented to me. Like, hey, do you want to do this? And I just came out my boxing contract. So I knew I wasn't, a management contract. So I knew I wasn't going to fight for the next few months. And they asked me, "Oh, could you do it like next month?" And I was like, "Fuck yeah, why not?"
Yeah.
I mean, I'm spontaneous myself. I like doing different stuff, so definitely, man. It was good for the moment, for the time being, but I never done it to raise my profile as a boxer. You know, it does raise my brand, maybe my name by itself. But if we talk about just the boxing side of things, then I don't know.
I mean, coming with boxing, once you get up there anyway, someone like him, he's got the kind of package where naturally he's going to get all endorsements, you know? Like you see that with, you know, AJ comes with his success. He's got every endorsement going. You can even go down to the smaller end of the scale where he hasn't quite got to the top yet with Anthony Yard. He gets endorsed. I think he's endorsed by Adidas as well. Yeah. You know, because he's got that package, so he will naturally get that anyway. So, but to ride off the back of something like Love Island and say, well, does it really help boxing? I don't think it does, because majority of those that fan base as well from Love Island, they're all women, right? And the women would, if he put up a boxing picture of him or a video of him shadow boxing or doing some pad work, you compare the views to that video or likes to that video compared to the likes that if he was standing there doing a modeling shoot in boxer shorts. You know what I mean? The interest is so much different compared to, you know, the modeling. So I don't really think it helps us in the sense that, you know, he's going to build his fan base for boxing. The boxing will take care of itself. When he's beating people and winning in great fashion, and then, you know, knockouts with it, if that comes along the way, then naturally he's going to build that fan base anyway. So,
yeah, the reason why I said that question is obviously you look at the likes of Tommy Fury. Obviously, he went into Love Island, and now obviously kind of in a way put his name out there in terms of when he moved back into boxing and started fighting again, and now he's pretty much a household name.
Yeah, but it was a pilot in the Netherlands, you know, first ever Love Island. They're out there, so it wasn't big. It wasn't hype like the way it is here.
UK Love Islands. Yeah.
If you hear the name here, Love Island, people think, "Oh my goodness!" In the Netherlands, it was new, you know, and it's still not popping up like that. You know, so plus, I mean, Tommy Fury, I mean, he's got the name with it as well. You know, I mean, he comes from a boxing family. You know, I mean, it's completely different. It comes from a different background. I mean,
yeah. Martin, obviously you're fighting on. It's going to be on DAZN on Friday night. Massive card. Hrgovic fighting as well. How big opportunity is this for you fighting on such a platform for a lot of viewers watching around the world? How big is it for you to showcase your boxing skills?
How big
an opportunity is this on Friday night for you to showcase your boxing skills to the world?
Yeah, it's great, but I've been visualizing it. You know, I've already been thinking about these type of things, and I think it's part of the whole process. I mean, it's amazing. I'm very thankful to Silent, to Wasserman management. Also, it's in collaboration with Matchroom, and the Zone, so it's great. I'm thankful.
Yeah. And obviously, with a big win on Friday night, it could open doors to shows on Sky Sports. Obviously, with Wasserman, signing a deal recently with Boxer. Obviously, a top rank. It could open up doors for you in terms of fighting and big fights in the UK.
Definitely, yeah.
Exactly. He brings entertainment, and that's what the sport's about. Especially if you're trying to build that fan base. Let's not sugarcoat things when it comes to boxing fan base. They all come in there for one reason and one reason only. Most of them is that's to see entertainment and to see knockouts. Not that he has to go out there looking for knockouts. That will naturally come, but most of the fan base is there for that. So if he can produce the goods, or when he produces the goods and he looks good doing it, then those opportunities gonna come, and that fan base is gonna build because everyone's gonna want to watch him. When they see him on the big stage just one time, everyone's gonna want to watch him after that.
Brilliant. I'm looking forward to watching it. I got DAZN. I'll be tuning in Friday night watching you guys. I wish you all the best on Friday night. I want to ask you guys, you've got a quick message to your sponsors and for viewers watching this and your fans going into Friday night's fight.
Pardon?
Have you got a message for your sponsors and your fans?
Yes,
Friday night.
I want to give a big thanks to obviously the management, Wasserman. I already said it, Silent Brothers, Matchroom and DAZN. I also want to thank Quick Recovery. They've been helping me out, every day, going to cryo, get massages, all that stuff. So 100%. And I want to thank my coach, man. We're here by ourselves.
Brilliant.
Yeah, no sponsors, no backings. It's us.
Us against the world. That's it. Me and him, we've been through a lot in our lives, so we understand each other. So that's why we can come to these events with no big entourage, because we know what we're here to do. You know what I mean? And that's it. Just make our lives better. You know what I mean? And get out of this sport safe, where we've made something of ourselves. He's won some championships. Maybe I've won a trainer of the year. And financially secure my family, my wife, my kids' lives. That's why I do it as well, man. That's why I grind every day and work my ass off for them, to provide them with a good life. So, yeah.
Brilliant, guys. Absolutely. Thank you for your time. I'll be tuning in, like I said, Friday night. Wish you guys all the best, and I'm sure we'll speak again soon.
Thanks a lot, bro.
Thank you so much.
Take care, guys. Man.
Take care.
Thank you.
Thanks.